Today's just the start of the Big 12 and Power 5 talk to come. Listen to JJ and Alex Monday on your drive home. Afternoons from 3 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back. It is First and 12 right here on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM at 1160 AM. Mitch Harper and myself, Alex Kirry. You can hear us in our respective places during the week. I'm over on the KSL Sports Zone, 97.5 and 1280 The Zone. And then, of course, on KSLSports.com. You can stream that all day. You can also read Mitch's byline at KSLSports.com, where he is a BYU insider there on that side of things. And then, of course, hosts during the week Cougar Tracks. It precedes this program. And then also Cougar Sports Saturday on Saturday. This will be a big one this Saturday, Mitch.
Extended pregame, 4 hours, noon to 4 at the Swig on Canyon Road,
by
the stadium.
And then you know what? We take over from 4 to 6. We do pregame over at the UCCU there. So that and Big Noon Kickoff, I think we've got you covered all day long. Are they going to ruin the parking situation again this week like they did last year?
That's a good question.
I mean, that took over the entire dadgum parking lot for a lot of hours.
We might
be there long enough. We might be there early enough that it won't matter. But shoot, man, like Cosmo landing with a parachute. I'm assuming they're going to step up. What percentage of Big Noon Kickoff deciding to come to Provo was just based off of Cosmo?
Oh, it has to be huge.
30 to 40%.
Because he's social media gold.
They just churn out video after video after video of him doing stunts in the parking lot at LaBelle Everett Stadium.
You know, we're about to dive into a midseason report. If we did a midseason report on mascots, there is no mascot that draws more attention than Cosmo in Tucson.
What about that married couple down in Tucson, the cat and his wife?
Wilbur and Wilma, they got some run, too. They got a little bit of juice, but no BYU fan was going up to them.
My daughter's like, are they married? I was like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
I think they're separated from previous relationships and living together. I think common law, yes.
It's complicated, but they're figuring out.
Oh my God,
they're working things through. But
they are definitely. You think Big Noon Kickoff's like, oh, we'd love to come there. Hey, by the way, what's Cosmo doing? Can you get all the Cosmos available? Dress them all up.
He just spins his tail.
Can we set something on fire in the parking lot? That's what Big Noon Kickoff is asking.
Please, Cosmo. Do not go on network television and do the David Copperfield thing again. Or David Blaine.
No,
do not do that thing again.
Don't do the Houdini stuff where you almost drown yourself.
I was going through the Rolodex of magicians there.
I was like, geez. You and I were like, I think we've watched like literally the jumping of the shark by
I was hearing
Cosmo.
that sound. For millennials, you remember this, the Sonic the Hedgehog when you're underwater? Dun, 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 dun,
oh, yeah.
I thought that was going to happen with Cosmo.
He ran out of
air.
He
was going to die.
Yeah.
I said, Alex, we are about to witness Cosmo dying, his last breath. Yeah. Save that cat, please.
If you don't know what the stunt was, it was Cosmo under a water tank trying to do a Rubik's Cube during a timeout.
And then he did this hand signal where it's like, is he
help
okay?
Me. He's like, help me. And you're like, the cat can't breathe. And then they were going like this. TV's all, well, we got to come back from a break. And they're like, no, finish the Rubik's Cube. It was bad. The whole thing was bad. Anyway, he didn't die.
Here's something I want to ask you if this is bad or not.
Yes.
The Big 12 official social media account clapping back at former members. Did you see this?
Oh, listen. Mitch, you know our program is about drama. You know this is like the rumor mills and the drama and the little petty crap. We live for it, dude. So I don't even know what you're about to read, but the answer is yes. You give me all of it.
Oklahoma head coach Brent Venables in a weekly press conference this week. This quote from a Oklahoma reporter on X. He writes, just a tweet that says, Brent Venables on playing in the SEC and it being a one-possession league. Quote, this isn't the old Big 12 days where Oklahoma destroys everybody every single week except one game of the year. The official Big 12 Conference X account, formerly Twitter, wrote on social media, this is the official account, remember. Coach Venables lost 8 conference games in his 2 seasons in the Big 12.
Wow.
Done. Send. Almost 1 million views on X in an hour.
Brent Venables, you deserve, I feel like Brett Yormark. He sent that tweet himself.
Had to.
Jeannie, give me phone number 3. Give me phone number 3. I'm going to tweet this out because you know he has 3 or 4 phones. He has to, right? Jeannie, give me phone number 3. I'm tweeting this out myself. And he tweets it out, and then he goes, screw you, Brent Venables, and moves on. And I'll tell you, that is a garbage move Because you know what happens? He said that knowing full well what the reality probably was. Yeah. Like, he was not successful. He's on the edge. He was at the end of firing all the coordinators that he could fire. His job was on the line. Bringing John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle in was the only thing that saved his job. And by the way, they look like garbage this weekend against Texas in the Red Rivalry game, the Red River Rivalry game. So I'm telling you, this guy, he knows what the truth is. He says that to an audience of people who don't know the truth. And it's an easy way to fake that you're successful, and it is BS, man.
Brent Venables almost lost to BYU when BYU was really bad in this league.
That was the 4 loss in a row Jake Retzlaff.
Yeah, where he got. Jake throws a pick and it goes for 99 yards the other way.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, BYU beats Venables. Don't tell me that you're just destroying everybody. You couldn't destroy BYU when they were down and out.
Look, I get it. If he's referring to, man, back when Oklahoma was good, when I wasn't the coach, when Bob Stoops was there, like that's.
And he was there during that time as
a
DC,
but don't try to take credit for that. Like, no. I will accept that Oklahoma has been an absolute dominant force for a good 10 plus years.
Them in Ohio State, they've always been good.
Bob Stoops, not Brent Venables. When you were the head coach, you were a 4-loss guarantee every year in those 2 years that you were there, and everybody laughed at you. And by the way, everybody in Oklahoma was calling for your job. And they kind of are now, because if you lose that game against Texas, a bad Texas team, they did. That's what happens.
And the Big 12 prides itself on being the league of one-possession games.
Yeah,
this league is built on one-possession football games.
Yeah, and the teams are listen. There is no Ohio State in this conference, but Oklahoma is also not Ohio State in the SEC either. Like, they're not Alabama. They're not Georgia. They haven't gotten there yet. They're not even LSU. I mean, to be honest, they haven't even earned that yet. And frankly, Texas right now is that team to beat, until further notice, because right now, even with the couple losses that they have, they at least beat Oklahoma, and Oklahoma has not gotten to that national stage like Coach Sark has the last couple of years with Texas. But
Midseason report, Alex.
I digress.
We're at the midway point of the season. Every team's played at least 6 games in the regular season. I thought it was a good way to kind of check in real quick before we get to a break on some maybe awards at the midway point in the Big 12 Conference. Who do you think is the best coach in this league at the midway point?
I think it's pretty easy to say that Joey McGuire from Texas Tech is the guy, because they're doing it. They're doing the thing that every year everybody's been waiting for them to do the last 2 years probably, and now they're doing it. But quick honorable mention to Scott Satterfield at Cincinnati.
That's a good poll.
It's a hard thing to do what he's doing right now. And of all the teams that we have ignored probably over the past couple of years that deserve that type of respect, right now Cincinnati's kind of earned it. They're in the top 25 against all odds. Everybody knew that Joey McGuire and Texas Tech were going to be pretty darn good. Nobody saw Satterfield doing what he's doing right now with the Bearcats.
Good pull. I'd go McGuire as well. Best quarterback, I'd say Sawyer Robertson. It's tough to say because
the losses sometimes are not.
You look at the stats; he's number 1 in the country in passing yards.
And then you start to wonder where the real issue is. Could that defense have gotten him to the point now where he would actually be in the Heisman Trophy candidate conversation? And the answer is probably. And guess who the DC of that whole team is? Guess who calls the defensive plays? Dave Aranda, the head coach. I mean, they might have a defensive coordinator and name somewhere in there. He calls the dang plays, and that's going to be a real problem at the end of the year. You have a star quarterback, and no one sees him because you're losing games.
You bring up defense. Who's the best defense in the Big 12? I think there's some great candidates here. You got Tech, you got Utah, BYU. They're the 3 leaders in total defense, scoring defense. Who do you think's the best in the group?
I have to go with Texas Tech right now. They're embarrassing teams that are normally used to scoring a ton of points. When you let Utah only score 10 at their place, that is, that by itself, that performance by itself, you almost go, okay, but they've been doing it week in and week out. I don't know where they are on a scoring defense side of things from a national perspective. They might be a little bit high.
12.2 allowed per game.
That might be, what is that? That must be top 3. So I'm going to have to go with Texas Tech because that's the big missing piece that they've had over the years is not having that great defense, and they have it this year.
I'll go Tech too, but I was going to say BYU until the recent injuries with Jack Kelly, even an underrated guy like Anisi Purcell. And Kelly, we'll see if he ends up going this week. But injuries like that have kind of stacked up on BYU. But, I had questions coming into the year about Utah. I don't know why I did. Utah only allowing 13.8 points per game. The names change, the faces change, and it still shows up for the Utes. But I'll go with Tech as well. And then best team, I think it's pretty easy, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech for sure. Look, BYU's undefeated. Houston's 5-1.
I feel like there's a big gap between Tech and BYU, though.
I think there's a big gap between Tech and everybody.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's going to be who is battling for that second spot in Arlington. That's at least what it looks like. I mean, we're shocked every week by this conference. I texted you last week during the whole middle thing. I go, I don't even know what to do with this conference. Every week we get ourselves into a spot where we go, how do I explain this?
Well, let's roll it out. Next segment here. Let's take a break and let's roll out our Big 12 power rankings. Hard week to rank. Let's roll it out next here on First and 12.